nation's cultural capital. This is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Sulaiman Aledo.
Hello and welcome tonight. 1,000 women stormed National Assembly complex in Abuja, defy heavy rains to demand quick intervention and release of abducted schoolgirls. The President and the National Assembly leadership begin crucial meeting at the presidential villa, discuss solution to missing students. National conference gets a 6 weeks extension. Proceedings will now terminate July the 31st instead of June. And Ukraine's acting president admits his forces are helpless to quell unrest driven by pro-Russian activists.
On Business News tonight, a planned sale of Shell's Nigerian assets could take up to a year to complete.
And on Sports News tonight, it's an all-Spanish affair in the UEFA Champions League 2014 final after Atletico Madrid defeat Chelsea to set up a showdown with neighbors Real Madrid.
I'm Linda Akibu, and from Abuja, House of Representatives passes amended pensions reform bill. Senator Chris Anyanwu asked lower chamber of the National Assembly to pass the federal health safety bill as well.
Well, anger and grief clearly demonstrated by 1,000 women who defied the heavy downpour in Abuja, the nation's capital city, to protest the continued captivity of the schoolgirls abducted by members of the Boko Haram sect about 16 days ago. The women who joined from all parts of the country are agitated over the delay in securing the release of the girls. They are demanding more practical action and clear pronouncement on the release of the girls. The Senate President David Mark, joined by the House of Representatives Speaker Aminu Tambuwal, told the women under the heavy rain not to give up, as the government is taking steps to ensure the release of the girls alive. Our correspondent Chukwuma Onekusi reports.
From the Unity Fountain, they brandished their placards asking for the release of the children. Some others say, please find our daughters, save our sisters, rescue our Chibok girls.
All they want is the rescue of the 200 girls abducted by the Boko Haram insurgents. Now, this procession is not ordinary. It is led by very prominent Nigerian women, including one of the most prominent Nigerian ladies, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili.
They intermittently stopped to address the crowd, insisting that not even the rains can stop them.
You can see it's about to rain. Yes. Is there any one of you that is salt? No. Will you melt in the rain? No. Are you ready to go back? No. What are we saying? Let's go.
Moments later, under the heavy downpour, they got to the National Assembly gate to be addressed by the leadership. The Senate President David Mark, House Speaker Aminu Tambuwal, and Emeka Ihedioha had to also defy the rains to address them. Moments later, they returned to the takeoff point where they poured out their anger over what they have been through so far following the abduction of those girls.
Until our daughters are found and delivered back home alive, we will not say anything is successful. We note that efforts may be going on, but what the women have come out today to say is that we want swift effort that has results. And the only result that we know is a swift search and rescue operation. And we want to see our daughters come back alive. And we want to see them now. We want them back. Till we find them.
Some Nigerian men and concerned fathers, including human rights lawyer Femi Falana, wonder why the authorities are paying lip service to the welfare and security of the citizens.
It is the business of the government to comply with Section 14 of the Constitution that says the welfare and security of Nigerians shall be the primary purpose of governance. That we haven't seen in this case. You can imagine the trauma that parents are going through to have your children abducted and now to be told that they are being married by terrorists. I mean, it's unacceptable.
This is the second demonstration following the perceived inaction by security agencies over the abduction and continued detention of those Nigerian girls.
As they disperse from here, they have given the federal government 24 hours within which those girls must be rescued. Otherwise, they are back here, same time, to continue with the demonstration until something concrete is done. Chukuma Onekuse, Channels Television News.
Well, in the meantime, the Chief of Defense Staff, Alex Bade, has explained that the military is avoiding the use of heavy power attacks on the abductors of schoolgirls in Chibok, Borno State. He says the armed forces are concerned about the safety of the girls, but assured all that the military will free the schoolgirls. Air Chief Marshal Bade made the remark today when the board and management of National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency, NOSTRA, paid a visit to the defense headquarters in Abuja. He condemned the activities of the insurgents in the north, saying what is happening in the northern Nigeria is pure madness. And of course, over 234 girls were kidnapped from their schools, Government Girls Secondary School, Chibok, Borno State, on April the 14th by the Boko Haram sect. 43 others have been united with their families, with many of them escaping from their abductors. Now, the meeting between the President and the leadership of the National Assembly is about now holding at the presidential villa in Abuja. Senate President David Mark is leading 20 senators to meet with President Goodluck Jonathan to deliberate on the abduction of 234 girls by Boko Haram insurgents in Chibok, Borno State. The meeting is a result of calls by lawmakers on Tuesday for a no-holds-barred meeting between senators and President Jonathan, aimed at securing the immediate rescue of the abducted female students.
Please, we need a delegation of this parliament to visit the presidency and make this a matter of urgent national importance, in which stakeholders here who have information will be able to have a closed-door meeting with Mr. President and raise this issue so that Nigeria will not say we are compliant in this matter.
Distinguished colleagues, you recall that yesterday there was a suggestion which was unanimously accepted that we should raise a delegation to meet with Mr. President. I spoke to him and we have fixed that we meet with him by 10 p.m. this evening. The members of the delegation will be Senator Boluwaje Kunere, Senator Babafemi Ojudu, Senator James Manager, Senator Helen Eswene, Senator Uche Chukwumereje, Senator Chris Anyanwu, Senator Barnabas Gemade, Senator Zainab Kure, Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume.
Well, what you just watched happened earlier today before the meeting, which is about now holding between the leadership of the National Assembly and the President, and we hope to bring you details as we get them. Well, the National Conference, by the way, has been extended by 6 weeks. Initially slated to last for 3 months, the conference will now end on July the 31st instead of June the 19th. The new development was contained in a revised work plan distributed to the delegates. Our correspondent Larry Lasisi reports.
It It's the 6th day of committee sitting and delegates continue work in various committees. The Committee on Devolution of Power opted to hold a closed-door meeting. At the end of the meeting, the co-chairman of the committee said delegates had resolved the outstanding issues before them.
But we finally resolved that it must remain in the exclusive list. It now says mines and all minerals, including oil fields, oil mining, geological surveys, and natural gas, provided that the governments of states where the mining activities take place shall be involved in matters relating thereto.
The Committee on Political Restructuring and Forms of Government also had a busy day debating what the political structure of the country should be. Later in the day, a revised work plan was distributed to delegates. It showed that the conference had been extended till the end of July. Delegates said the extension is a welcome development.
It will be very splendid. It will be highly appreciated by the committees, not only the social sector, but all the committees of the conference. It will give us opportunity to cross all the T's and dot all the I's, and so that we come out with a masterpiece.
It's a desirable decision. The reason why I say it's desirable is that, for example, in an attempt to really do a very nice job, we got a consultant today to speak to us on a few things. He opened some new windows, which we didn't look at before. We're going to look at it now. And we're also expecting some of the government functionaries to also still speak to us.
Well, what we did find out from the chairperson's meeting deliberation on Monday is that only about 40 to 50% of the committees have taking their work to a conclusive point, and if that is the case, we can't go back to plenary without having sufficient contribution from all representation or contribution from all the committees.
Yesterday we got a term of reference that then said that we were going to do some other things which we had not envisaged, like for example preparation of the drafting of bills. So if for example we are recommending that a bill is necessary, that the committees were supposed to also provide the content and the texture for that bill, and we only found this out yesterday.
Now, it's clear that this extra time will afford the committees time to complete their work. What is not clear is how this will affect the time available for the federal government to implement the recommendations. Lanre Lasisi, Channels Television News.
Well, in part two, after the break, Senate asks the House of Representatives to speed up action on the federal health bill for the benefit of the country's workers. That's in a moment. Don't go away.